Welcome to lesson number 4, Advanced Copy Editing and Preparation. This will be our fourth lesson in this particular series. This course is a complete course, so enjoy the progress as we move on. My name is Olasunkanmi Arowolo, and I'm still the lead of this particular course. And then please do well to connect where you need to connect. If you have questions, do well to connect. And if you have any reason why you should query any of their learnings or you're concerned about translating it into practical, do well to connect with me even outside of this course. All right, let's move straight ahead into the the lesson. It's time for you to check in. Let me know that you're here. Check in. Let me know that you're here. Okay. All right. If you've done so, you've done excellently well. Well done for doing that. Okay, let's move on to agenda for the day. Today, you'll be learning some very unique things, and by the end of this particular session, you should be able to explain a copy editor's role in fact checking and avoiding libel. Libel is an offense, is a punishable offense under the law, and you want to avoid it as well as plagiarism. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to edit a manuscript for improve workflow, edit it for tone without losing the author's voice, and utilizing electronic editing features, and specifically track changes in Word documents and digital markup. So, if you are with me, let's start this journey. Let's begin this journey. We'll be looking at different concepts. Some of them I've mentioned earlier. Some of them will be new to you from this session. So let's go. Core concepts. Grab your note now. Take notes. Make sense. Connect truly. Do not be distracted. Beyond red pen. You know what red pen is? Well, many of us who went through primary, secondary school, you know when you see a red pen on your book, it is not a good sign. It is not a good sign. It means that there is correction, or it is that you're marked down. So beyond the red pen, the editor is a fact checker. So think about the editor as a fact checker. So this is a concept that you should let sink in, and we want to discuss this in some details. Basic copy editing fixes spelling and grammar, but advanced copy editing protects the author's voice, the author's idea, as well as the publisher. Now, it's easy for you to want to publish, it's easy for you to want to get your content out there. The same way it is easy for you to do that, it is very easy for you to make mistakes, mistakes that will cost you a lot. So, beyond just fixing spelling and grammar, you want to be able to fix aspects of it that will protect your organization from legacy, that will protect your organization from embarrassment, that will preserve the reputation of the organization. Yes, you must be basic in some things. It's also important for you to be very, very careful to ensure that all things that are published are confirmable facts. Otherwise, you risk chances of being sued. Okay. If an author writes that Nigeria gained independence in 1970, is this correct? It is your job to catch that historical error if such kind of mistakes have been made. You need to pay attention to details. You need to be able to cross check every details bit by bit. Let's move on to another concept. Legal pitfalls such as libel plagiarism. There are two different things. Anything that is libelous, it means you've said something that is likely untrue or that is putting someone's reputation to question. While plagiarism is copying someone else's work. So it is part of the advanced copy editing process to fact check, to avoid libel, to avoid plagiarism, and to edit for flow as well as for tone. So libel is a published facts, false facts, hmm, or statement that damages a person's reputation. Yes, it is a published statement that damages someone else's reputation. Let's say, for instance, you said something in public or published work or on TV, on air, on radio, and whatever you have said could have the potential to damage someone's reputation. If a manuscript makes a serious error, proven or unproven, particularly unproven accusation against a real living person, the editor must flag it immediately to avoid lawsuits. If such things are not flagged, it will eventually lead to what I'll call libel. If you've done some law, you should know what this means by now. So now, if you don't know before, it's good that you know that it is. There is a legal aspect of publishing that could send someone to jail. That's why some journalists have spent their life behind bars. However, what is libelous is contextual and it is subjective. But you must be aware and be careful that you don't publish libelous facts. Okay. Another aspect of it is plagiarism. Plagiarism is presenting someone else's work and passing it on like it is your own idea. If a passage sound suspicious or completely different from an author's normal voice, an editor might sort of run through a search engine to check if it wasn't copied from somewhere. That's an editor's role as a fact checker too. And you could, in fact, not even know the author's voice, but put it into engines like Turnitin, Authenticate to confirm the originality of such idea. All right. Today's class, I'm taking it slow because we've got to be very practical about what we're doing. Okay. I hope you get this. Plagiarism is when you pass someone else's idea as yours. Plagiarism is passing AI's idea to as your idea. It's plagiarism because it's not yours. You have to own it. You have to know it. If you can't defend it, don't present it. All right, let's focus on something different. Remember, we are looking at advanced copy editing and preparation. A grammatically perfect sentence can still be boring, and it can be awkward. When we talk about flow, flow refers to how smoothly the text reads, and the tone aspect of it is connected to emotions, whether it is formal, humorous, informal, academic, serious, jovial, warm, cold, enthusiastic, withdrawn. Think about all of these things. The tone of the book, right? An advanced editor smooths out clunky sentences while preserving the unique tone. And a legit or advanced editor knows what tone any manuscript should carry in order for it to be able to appeal to its audience. Now, let's shift. We're going to shift to some digital and electronic editing. I have talked about the usage of sign symbols in week two. That it is handwritten and drawn. But modern publishing relies on electronic editing, on screen editing, using track changes, digital markups, tools. For example, in the Microsoft Word, which I'm going to show you soon, we have what they call track changes. What it does is that it records every insertions, each record, every deletion, its formats, and it record every format change that you make, appearing in a different color so that the author can accept or reject them. So I'm going to be walking you through something right now. How to track change. Yes, we're going to take these steps. So you go to the review tab, then you turn on the track changes, you delete something, insert something, and then you can add comments. This is how you do it. So have a look at my screen. All right. And I like to, okay, let's do this. You like to see my face? Remember that this is what we are doing, and we will be sharing our knowledge right here. So why don't you look at this and imagine what will happen? Take a moment to think through it. Remember, our first step is to do what? What's our first step? You can't remember. Hmm? Our first step is to what? Go to the review panel. And when you go to the review panel, what do you have? What have we done? What have we done? Walk through this practical step and demonstration. We've been able to delete, insert, add comments. All right, let's move on. This was the wrong version before editing. Okay. And you've seen the right version when I was editing. All right, let's move on. Let's do some practical exercise now. Read the short excerpt below. It contains a factual error, a potential legal issue, like libelous something, and it has some clunky sentence. I want you to identify the factual error, identify the potential libelous statement, rewrite the final sentence to improve its flow. That's the question for you. The newly elected governor of Lagos State was sworn on October 1st, 1960. He is a known thief who steals money from the treasury every single weekend, according to my neighbor. The governor walked to the podium and he started talking, and the crowd was cheering, and then he waved at them. Now, look at this. What is factual there? What are the potential legal issues? Perhaps rebellious. If you're thinking about it, you're doing the right thing. If you're not thinking about it or you don't know it, read out the sentence to yourself. And imagine that you were a Lagos State governor and you read something like this about yourself. What will you react to? Which part of this statement or excerpt will you react to? All right. If you got it right, put it in the comments. Put it in the comment. Yeah. Identify the factual error. Fact has to do with facts, date, time, location. Facts don't change. Identify the potential libelous statements and put it in the chat. Now, I want you to rewrite the final sentence to improve its flow. Put it in the chat. Yes, or in here on YouTube. Well done, well done. Thank you for doing that. Now, we'll move on to the next slide. Now, I want you to head over to the Telegram group and answer this prompt. Where do we draw the line? If an author's writing is very informal and slang heavy, but your house style is formal, how do you edit for flow? How do you edit for tone without completely destroying the author's unique voice? Go on, go on, go on. Share your reflection, share your knowledge. Let us have a feel of what you know. Yep, go on. I'm waiting. All right. If you've done that, you've done the right thing. Well done. Let's take some quiz. In book publishing, what is libel? Is a specific type of font used for chapter title, a published false statement that damages a real person's reputation, the act of copying another person's work, or a label placed on the spine of a book. Which of these is the correct answer? What do you think about it? Think about it. Okay, the correct answer is the published statement that imagines that damages a real person's reputation, not a dead person anyway. Okay, the next question. Read this for yourself and attempt it. Mm. Word doc, Microsoft's Word feature is the industry standard for digital copy editing. Is a word count, spell check, track changes, or mail merge? The answer is track changes. Yes, track changes. That's the one I just showed you. Okay, if an author writes, the Titanic sank in Pacific Ocean in 1995, what is the copy editor's responsibility? Is it to ignore it? The author is always right. Rewrite the entire chapter to be about a different ship, or flag it or correct it as part of the editor's basic fact checking duties. To what? The correct answer will be to what? You know, as part of the editor's basic fact checking duties. Yes. When an editor turns on track changes and deletes a word, what usually happens on the screen? You should know this. Now, I showed you. The word disappears completely and cannot be recovered. The screen flashes red to warn the editor. The word is automatically sent to a separate deleted Word document. The word is struck through with a colored line so the author can see what has been removed. What is the answer? Yes, it's A. That's the What's for flow primarily mean? What does it mean? A. Ensuring every sentence has exactly 10 words. B. Checking that the text has no punctuation at all. D. Improving how smoothly and naturally the sentence and paragraph reads. D. Making sure the book has a lot of water related themes. Yeah, would be C. Interesting. So today we've been able to learn about advanced copy editing, and then we'll look at the digital aspect of things. And also, as researchers, as guardians of text, we're responsible for basic fact checking and flagging dangerous legal issues like libel, plagiarism. We also transition into a more physical page, to a digital from a physical page to a digital screen, where we explored how tools like Microsoft Word track changes allows us to collaborate seamlessly with authors around the world. And in our last lesson, I will combine everything we have learned in Mode 1 to finalize a complete mock manuscript. I hope you'll be ready for us to put an end to that aspect of things and move to the second part of this course. It's time for you to ask questions. Ask questions. You can come now. Yes, you can. All right. If you've done that, that is great. And short click. You can short it, then you can click it and then connect. All right. So on your assignment, open a Microsoft Word or a Google Doc on your computer. Type out a short 100-word paragraph about your favorite book or movie, but intentionally include three spelling or grammatical errors. Mistake. Turn on the track changes and then see what happens. Trying to correct the things you've done, just like what I did. Save the document, show the visible track changes, and upload it. To your class group. Don't forget about transitive. This proves you're ready for this editing. I'm happy you're able to make it to this part of this. I hope you're transformed as we're making progress. So, I'm able to get the feedback. These feedbacks makes me better. So, send QR code and give me some feedback. So, point of today's lesson, and please ask questions, review your course outline, and we'll meet in the next lesson. If you have been enjoying the course so far, do not hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next lesson. Cheers.